Hello everyone, this is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of Eye of the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, and King Dio. I've been reading a lot of manga on this thing, my Kindle from Amazon. A lot of manga. Let's see. Let me see what. Baki, Beastars, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan. I have One Piece. I've read through Dr. Stone. I've been getting into manga over the past couple of years, and I've been buying a lot of it, but I haven't really discovered anything I hadn't already heard of. Up till this point, I've mostly been going off of recommendations, and I've mostly been going off of established classics or trying to discover new interesting things. Up to this point, I think my favorite manga I've read was Uzumaki from Junji Ito. Which, I still love. I still think it's a lot of fun. But even when I first read it, I kind of felt okay, this is a great manga. I love it a lot, but it's deeply, deeply flawed. I love it in spite of its problems, and I think I always will. But I always felt like its position as my all-time favorite manga was a bit precarious. And I'm finally at the point now. Where I think I have discovered something that will top it. And that is, of course, Chainsaw Man, the series that is currently running in Shonen Jump. I think I haven't checked it. 6 volumes of it available. I've read 3 so far. I think 3 or 4, and this is top tier shit. I cannot tell you enough how much in love I was with Chainsaw Man from the very first moment I turned those pages. From the moment I saw Pochita, the moment Denji started talking about how much and how poor he was, about the general setup of how he's this starving boy forced into slavery by these mafia bosses to hunt devils with his devil chainsaw dog. and how he has literally nothing. He shares a piece of bread with jam on it with his dog. That's hilarious. It's this crazy vibrant, crazy, insanely personable world with this engaging protagonist that actually. Okay, so the story reminds me of 2 very specific things. One of which I think most people of my channel will be I think people will be very, very familiar with both of these things. No More Heroes, right? Because of how Denji, the protagonist, is kind of portrayed as being this lovable, just degenerate, sort of obsessed with sex, will do anything to get it. And just you will fight all these crazy monsters to do it. You have you sort of have Makima, his sort of love interest, this older sort of manipulative woman who sort of leads him on and sort of tells him that sort of manipulates him into falling in love with her, and sort of presenting herself as a love interest in spite of being clearly kind of off, kind of a bitch, you could say, even though she doesn't really present herself as one. It's a really interesting character dynamic. You have this complete dipshit, Denji, interacting with this manipulative older woman. It reminds me a lot of, like I said, it reminds me of No More Heroes, in style and tone and stuff like that. But the actual plot reminds me of my own novel, Eye of the Dragon. It's kind of surprising in that respect how similar they are, where you have this guy who develops insanely supernatural powers, and is taken in by this woman to sort of fight other monsters. It's the same general concept. And honestly, I'm not exaggerating here. Chainsaw Man did it better. I am so humbled by this fucking thing. It is so much better than what I came up with. It really is. In every sense, right? The characters are better. The general concept is more better explained. I think the powers are more interesting, or at least in the where he has the chainsaws and he can just rip through monsters and stuff like that. The way characters speak, because the way the devils speak in this, it's like downright hilarious because they just like spout random nonsense. They seem to be like they seem to be kind of out there sort of creatures based on like primal fears of humanity. So you sort of have like, so devils kind of just say like whatever the fuck they're feeling, right? So in Denji's case, it's always about like, yeah, I wanna fuck, I wanna touch a boob, I wanna make out with tongue, I wanna do this and that. It's hilarious. And then you have like the best character, Power, who is like some kind of like fiend. I don't know what the deal with her is, but she's like Denji. She's not human, but she's like contracted to work with this devil hunter society, and she's like hates humans. Like that's her thing. Is that like everything she says has something to do with how much she hates humans, right? So she lies to them constantly and is constantly super aggressive and like is constantly like spouting off nonsense about how she wants to like fuck them over and stuff like that. Like her plan of like, there's this scene where she's like lying on a bed and she's just out of nowhere just like, if I became prime minister, I would raise the sales tax to 100% to fuck over all the humans. It's hilarious. Like every single time she's on screen, she's a riot. Like eating all this food, like eating all like these vital supplies for this entire team of people just because she was hungry. Like she's hilarious. Like the entire thing is phenomenal. Like I love like all this entire cast more than I think I've loved any cast in any manga ever. Like there are some of them that are kind of boring. Like I think Aki's not all that interesting. The Shy Girl is kind of hasn't really dawned on me yet, but the Eye Patch Girl, Himono, like Makima herself, like Denji, Power, like these are all like top tier, like insanely well fleshed out, interesting, engaging characters. Like legit, probably the best I've ever seen. Like I am just blown away by what they've managed to do with this already. Like 3-4 volumes in, like I am incredibly impressed. I am over the moon about this manga. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you checking this one out. It is among my very favorites.